Sweet. All right. Well, my name is Douglas Boyce the third, and I live in Spring Valley, Wisconsin. We live on a little 5-acre farm, and just Jay's personality of being fun and taking what could be a rather boring topic of phonetics and learning to read and learning sounds and made it very fun and enjoyable. We're trying to look at a way to get better language for our boys. My oldest is just about to enter high school, so we know with all the additional writing, reading, and stuff, we really wanted to ground him. We're open to something new because what we saw that whatever we were using before wasn't really best for him. We're just like, okay, I've got this 14-year-old son, da 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 da, and he's like, do you see these things? After about 5 minutes of just kind of explaining some things that we were struggling with in his overall schooling, and he's like, well, do you see these things? And Jay just nailed the head right there. When I see that someone can diagnose a problem and then can offer a solution, that works out perfect for me. I'd say the initial motivation was just, seeing our oldest son going into high school, wanting to give him a great foundation of language and writing, and seeing that he was struggling in some areas. Every program, every person who's put together a program at a homeschool conference believes theirs is the best system. And I agree that in a small sense, every system is the best because it's come for their kids. Their kids went through, they had some difficulty, and so they built a program around their kids and their experiences, and it's the best for them and stuff. But then when you start to apply what works for your kids to other kids, a lot of times that starts to fall apart. But when you see Jay's program and the 20, 30 plus years that he's had as a teacher to refine it to teach hundreds, I don't know, if not 1,000 or more kids, it's not just this worked for 5. This has worked for thousands, and he's got years of experience that has helped refine this program. And so that initial thing was, let's get beyond the hype, because the next booth we go to that has language, their hype is going to be theirs is the best. Let's start looking at the mechanics and the research and what's gone into this program. And it's not just I saw something on another site and I tweaked it for my kids and now I'm trying to sell it, to Jay's genuine heart and his concern for, I've studied this, I've applied it for many, many decades of work, and it's helped thousands of kids. Now we've got research to back it. I'm a very scientific person, and so to have that research, to have that experience, it's not just going to work for my 3 kids, it's going to work for a lot of others. And so for us, the biggest need was, okay, I need to make sure that my boys have the best reading and speaking and writing skills of anyone. As we get more digital, as we get more technology, really your ability to speak and your ability to write, your ability to read becomes even more powerful now. It's nice to go to a conference just to get general overview, but there's many conferences I've gone to over the years because I want access to the experts. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to learn it. We're going to master it. We're going to do it in every area. With Jay here, Jay is saying, do this now. Do it. I'm going to give you 20 minutes to write this stuff out. I've spent 3 days. My handwriting is much better than when it came here. Coming here, you get so much more depth that now when you have that book in front of you of the 47 steps or whatever's in there, I know my bride and I can feel confident of actually executing the program. But there's been so much insight that Jay has put into that we've been here. I don't see how someone can really, truly, effectively deliver the program of excellence without coming to one of his 3-day conferences. It's just been mind-blowing, the depth, and it's so much fun, so that we know when we go back with that book, we know we can do it because we did it here. We're trying to prepare our sons for life. and they're not dead yet. So I love that saying, you're not dead. You can change, you can learn. We have 4 years with my oldest till he's done with high school that we can get through all this material in that time. Could it have been better if we started when he was 5? Yeah, but even starting at 14, we can get through all this in the 4 years by the time he goes to college, and then he can cycle back through it as he's going through college to improve all of the papers and the projects and everything else that goes in. Take the time off from work. Don't just give your bride lip service that you support her, which is great. Truly support her. Take 3 days off of work. Come to a conference and spend the time not only seeing all the hard work that your bride does, but do the work so you two can be on the same page, so that if a question comes up, she knows with complete confidence that you're going to back her up, and you could also co-teach. Jay has really shown us how all the materials work together, where you do this here, and then you jump to this system, and you do this over here, and you jump to this system. And so that's been really eye-opening. I mean, I'd hope that when we would leave, we would feel empowered to use the tools that we bought. And now, spending 3 days here, I can say, yeah, I mean, he started us on step 1, and in the next 3 or so hours, we're going to be finishing up that last step. We would have gone through the whole book. We've done the spelling tests. We've done all the comprehension tests. And we know how to use all these tools in our toolbox so that we can put them to use. And I'm finding out that there was a lot of research, that there was a lot of thought put into it, and a lot of cohesion put throughout the entire plan. If you can read, because I know there's so many parents that are concerned about how it works, if you can read these cards, if you can read the book, it breaks itself down, and it's so smooth as to how everything has come together. So as you're looking at a word and you want to learn how to deconstruct it so you can spell it, so you can comprehend it, you just flip the card over, and the card has all the script you have to do. There's a lot to get started from our age, because we've got older kids. And so for me, it's going to be, once we get back, let's just jump right in. So I'm excited about, putting it in place, but then having confidence, we're going to get through the whole book multiple times. I would say just erase your memory of what you've done. Start on day 1. Accept the method as an entire method and go forward. You need the entire method. You need to work on all 7 vocabularies, work on the pillars that we're going to talk about in there, and move forward. The workshop is critical because it's going to really give you that power, give you the confidence that you can run the program. If you just bought the materials, that's a great first step. But this conference really helps you learn how to put it all in practice. And we did the work. We worked on our handwriting. We worked with the sounds. He quizzed us on it each morning. So study the books. If you just met Jay at a conference, if you saw one of his seminars, you bought the book and you started, that's a great step. But you're probably going to see different things like, how does this work? And I got to see kind of how the cards worked with the quizzes that worked with the book, and how kind of it all fit together. It's like, I would have missed that. So although we're just teaching language, you're going to see the benefits in a bunch of other areas of a kid's life. So our confidence level, I would say, has grown 100-fold coming to this conference. Now with Jay explaining it and with us doing it, those speed bumps have gone away, and she's like, this is how this will all work when we get back home and start to put it in practice. And just seeing her eyes light up and seeing that brings joy to my heart, because I know, when she starts to get the way it all works, that brings the passion into the classroom. Spend some alone time thinking about how are we going to raise the next generation of kids that the Lord has given us. He's given you these kids for a reason, why not make the best of it? And so I'd just encourage dads to just come and be empowered, even if they're not doing all the teaching or any of the teaching. That way they know what's all being put into the work and the prep and the time that their brides or their spouses are doing together, in case it just happens to be flipped that the guys are doing it, but generally most of the women are. So I just encourage guys, step up, take some time off of work, not just for all the fun things you want. This has been a blast having with Jay here, and so I just encourage the men to come and just enjoy and feel empowered. Get to one of these conferences, get some one-on-one time with Jay, the master of the system, and learn how to implement it so you've got confidence moving forward. Men, show up.